take it back, baby. Let me see you rock it. Run it, take it back, baby. Let me see you rock it.
Understand, yeah. When you walked into my heart, I was such a different man back then. Ooh, you're nothing like the others. You got style. I don't wanna waste your precious time with lies. So welcome. You've probably been asked this hundreds of times. Why boy radio? Because to me you look like a man.
Oh, not man radio?
How did it happen?
Boy radio is a name inspiration that I got from the new romantic era.
Oh yeah.
So Boy George and Lady Starlight and Lady Gaga. I mean, it's not from nowhere. I just used to have a little bit of a band project that was called One Thing, and radio was always stuck with me. I have a radio tattoo and everything. I got this when I was 18, and so I wanted to make it more singular and more of a personification. And I've always felt like an 80s baby. I am an 80s baby, and I just thought if Boy George can be Boy George, I can be Boy Radio.
So are you 80s English music then?
Yeah. Very much so.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up listening to everything. The best part about doing a show like Rocky Horror that was made in the 70s is, even though it's a show that takes place in a rock sci-fi, soap opera kind of world, the music is what really got people attracted to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been listening to songs and sounds since the 80s on.
Well, we're here to talk today about Rocky Horror, which when I saw it, I thought this is a really strange casting. But you've done this before.
I've never done this before.
Oh, have you not?
I've only ever done the Shadowcast version.
Okay.
People are usually
Shadowcast?
They're used to watching the movie and then
yeah.
people running in front of the screen.
Oh, really?
And doing it based on the original. So I've done that a few times.
Where's that? Where have you done that?
I've done it in New York.
Because we would do that in London.
You did in London, yeah. It happens all over the world. It's like a cult classic. It happens all over the world. So I've played I played Rocky because I played the muscle guy. I played Magenta, who was probably my favorite to play because Magenta just doesn't care. And then I did Frank-N-Furter one time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is fun.
So what are you playing this time?
I'm playing Frank-N-Furter for the live production.
And did you come and audition for that, or did David suggest it?
No, I had an audition. I went through the whole process. I sent in audition tapes. They asked me if I would be interested in it because they'd seen that I'd been doing the Shadowcast for a while, and just the energy that comes along with Rocky Horror. And when they asked me, what role would you like to audition for, I started to write the email, and I was like, I would probably be best suited for Rocky. I mean, obviously, I've been in the gym for a few weeks. I don't know. This just happened overnight, and I thought to myself, they'll probably cast me no problem as Rocky. And then I deleted the email and I rephrased it, and I was like, I want to audition for Frank-N-Furter because it would not only be iconic to do, just for my own, personality, but because I don't think I've ever seen a Frank-N-Furter of my culture and someone who kind of is as musically inclined as me to do it. So I was like, I'm gonna do it.
But you know the history of this theatre. It's very good at breaking through ice and different things. So it's inspired. Do you like the part?
I love it. Frank-N-Furter is a maniac. I love it. I'm having so much fun.
I thought you'd be a PTown virgin, but you're not a virgin in any way.
No. It's my 5th or 6th summer here.
Really? Because you did mail call.
Yeah, a boylesque show at the Post Office Cabaret. It was made by this wonderful artist named Troy David. He was the director.
Yes.
And,
what was it called?
Mail call.
That's not cool.
Mail call. Yeah. I don't think it was every year they would do a different mail call and it would be a different theme. And you dance, you kind of strip, you do burlesque strips, so very Dita Von Teese. I'm not just taking off my shirt, I'm slowly taking off my shirt, the whole thing. But to music, and I did burlesque strips to David Bowie and a few other fun songs.
Yeah, because I hear on the grapevine that Spookey's invited you to do Helltown.
Oh yeah, Spookey's Helltown Burlesque. I'm hosting, and then every once in a while I pop in and do little guest spots.
Yeah, it's been a big success. The show.
I've had a great time. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah,
Actually.
it is.
Yeah, it's very
because
fun.
there's a lot of pictures of you online wearing scantily dressed.
You can't prove anything.
But I also hear, because I'm well informed, that you're joining Ed's figure drawing class this week.
Oh, I was, and Eric, Lesh, yeah.
Yes.
Posing for illustration and figure drawing and modeling has always been something that's been fun to do in New York because there's a lot of visual artists around. And I don't know, I just, the first time that I'd ever done anything where I was like wearing close to nothing on stage was the burlesque show. And so now it's kind of fun, like to be able to be a muse for artists to sit and draw and have my figure be like their inspiration. It's kind of cool.
The interesting thing is, it's against what's online now because we get a lot of kickbacks because of the political situation, and all this social media is getting very sensuous. But in real life, we can still do what we want to do.
Yeah, I mean, my social media is not getting very censored. I see a lot of crazy stuff.
I'm being ticked at every second right now. Tell me that you've got a brand new music album out, haven't you?
Well, yeah, they don't call me radio for nothing. I mean, music has been such an important part of my life and my journey. I think breaking into music and the music industry is actually much harder than it seems. I think success comes from the, uplift of people who listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, I can write a song, I can feel like the song is great, but if people don't share it or listen to it, it is what it is. But that doesn't stop me from putting it out, making my intentions right. I've heard stories of people releasing songs and then 6 years later that song becomes something.
Because you're independent still.
Yeah, still, yeah.
But I read that I shouldn't ask you, but I will. How do you define your music? Because it's spread over a lot of stuff, isn't it? A lot of genres.
Yeah, well, if you looked at your notes, you would know you shouldn't have asked me that. So I don't have an answer.
No,
for you.
but you must have tended to. We've touched on you romantics, but you like other.
Yeah, I mean, again, like my nickname, my pseudonym is Boy Radio. Like that means the radio. I grew up listening to everything. I grew up listening to every genre. And again, like being a part of Rocky Horror puts me in a position where it's a rock musical. It's a rock musical. It's not a musical theater. You know, it's not very like, oh, and then I did this tonight. It's very much about the emotion. It's very much about the soul of the music. And so my genre is, I say pop because it's the filter.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's R&B, it's soul, it's electronic, it's dance, it's hip hop, it's American. It has influences of everything.
Yeah. You consider yourself quite lucky that you can flick from modeling to acting to singing? Or do you want to specialize in something?
I mean, I don't think it's luck. I think I've always wanted to be good at presenting myself in creative and in media. So, I don't know. I know how to take a picture. That's not lucky. I love the people that I grew up watching, like Naomi Campbell and Tyson Beckford and Twiggy and Grace Jones and Jerry Hall, and like those are people who, when I learned who they were, I realized how they held themselves, and I loved it. So, no, it's not luck.
You could pop over to London. You know, there's an exhibition devoted to Naomi Campbell, right?
Is there really?
Yes, there is.
Oh my gosh, I would see that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. If it was a big choice in the world, where would you choose one of the talents you have to focus on?
If I had to choose one, you're making me choose?
No, not really. I'm just asking.
Honestly, music is such a ethereal thing in my life. I hear it all the time. I'm always inspired by it. But if I could work and continue being a creative and having my focus be one thing, I don't think it would be acting, but it is something that I want to do more. Storytelling makes more sense, but storytelling also happens through music and performance and whatever. But when, like, for example, doing this musical is so fun because amidst all the chaos and all the sci-fi, it's still a play. It's still a Broadway musical. It's still a play that was, off in London when it premiered. And as ridiculous as it was, it's a script, it's a story. We have to be at certain parts at certain times. We have to, talk to our castmates. And so, I don't know. I have a lot of fun doing that.
Good. So, and this will be, we know David well, this will be a very high production. So, you're not here for the first time, but you know the thing about PTown is you fall in love when you get here, either with the town or with a person.
Sure.
What do you think is going to happen to you this time?
I'm gonna fall in love with food again. I just can't stop eating. That's
a really good answer.
You're right. There's so much food. I can just keep eating. Every day I find a new restaurant. I think that's really it. I mean, I have fallen in love with the town. Clearly,
Yeah.
I come back, and more than that, like I have friends here who are locals and have spaces that I know to go to that are like familiar to me. And I fall in love with my friends and my intimate friends and the whole thing. I haven't found love here. I'm single, and that's fine.
Just put it out on another.
Yeah, is it the part where you like run it? Single, he's single.
Well, if you, I know it's a good place to like food, except don't go to Victor's because the plates are very small.
Oh, okay. I was like, Victor's is like, oh.
So, are you excited about we're going into Bear Week now?
I like Bear Week a lot. Again, because food. Like, the bears love food and I love food. And so if I'm at the restaurant kind of doing my thing with my little like half plate, they're like, what are you eating? Also, like, Bear Week is fun because it's a little bit more artistically inclined. I love my 4th of July week because it's an active group of people that come in, but people are more inclined to sit and want to see the shows and like sit in the piano bar and kind of like take on music. So I think that we'll open when Bear Week either starts or just when it ends. So like, let's go. It'll be great.
Well, great talking to you and have a great Bear Week and a great rest of the summer.
Oh, thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Boy Banks.
Hey, what? Turn your head. Like, no, don't turn your head. Just slightly turn your head. Oh, wrong. Hey, daddy. Hey, what? Turn your head. Like, no, don't turn your head. Just slightly turn your head. Oh, wrong. Hey, daddy.